Hello guys, today I want to read one of the sections of the book titled What's Your Dream by Simon Squibb. Generally, this book is about finding your passion, loving your work and building a richer life. There are so many myths that prevent us from building a prosperous life, and one of the myths is if you work hard, you will get luckier, you will be more successful. So let's read about this. The first myth: the harder I work, the luckier I get. The first myth is one I only figured out when I was looking back on my career. For 15 years, I told myself that the business was doing well because I and everyone else worked hard. Because of long days, late nights, and the willingness to always make another phone call rather than giving up for the day. We've all heard it. The harder you work, the luckier you get. It makes sense, right? And I had worked hard. Compared to the brilliant creative talents of my wife Helen, who I built the business alongside, working hard was the only real skill I had. There had been the deal way back when we had the idea to launch a creative agency called Fluid soon after we had first met. She would do the design work and I would do the selling. In all the years that followed, as we built teams around us, it's never really changed. The hard work had been necessary, but it wasn't the reason we succeeded. On its own, it didn't explain anything. I'd been around long enough to know lots of people who had put their hearts and souls into projects that hit the rocks. I'd seen entrepreneurs burn out trying to make their businesses work, having not stopped or taken a holiday in years. When I really stopped to think about it, I knew that hard work has as much in common with failure as it does success. But all the time we were building the business, I hadn't thought about it. I'd taken for granted that success came because we worked hard, that our growth was a product of elbow grease above all else. This view was reinforced by what people would tell me when we had successes. Well done, you worked hard for that. And if effort was the only reason for what we had just achieved, not skill, judgment, creativity, or luck. Why do we all get so seduced by this idea of hard work and insist on using it to explain our achievements? Why is this myth so pervasive? One reason is modesty. When people are asked what made them successful, many will credit it to others. They had good parents, good teachers, a great team, and if they really push, they will cite hard work. Most of us find it a lot easier to say I worked hard and I got lucky than to say yes, I did well or we're smarter than our competition. Hard work is a palatable explanation for success that means you don't have to admit to your own ability or make a big deal